Hi there, everyone. My name is Tapio Pesola, and I'm the Investor Relations Manager here at FSecure. I would like to warmly welcome you to this webcast, which is going to be a bit of a special webcast, as with us today we have our new CEO, Mr. Samu Konttinen. We'll start by giving Samu a chance to introduce himself first, and then he'll quickly run through the financials from the previous quarter. After Samu's presentation, there will be time for questions, at which time you should and you actually have to unmute yourself should you want to ask something. Anyway, thank you for joining us today, and now I give the floor to Samu.
Thank you, Tapio. So I'll start digging into our Q2 results. We were very happy with our overall performance, reaching 11% revenue growth. That is very well aligned with our own expectations for the quarter. The agenda for the call will be to talk about the highlights of the Q2, about the market and about our business update, and then our future outlook for what comes to our guidance on our full year performance. Very briefly about myself. So I'm very excited to take the role as the CEO of FSecure. I've been with the company since 2005, so 11 years, and I've been with the leadership team since 2009. I run our consumer business, corporate business, which was the last position before the CEO, and prior to those two, I run our global sales and marketing for more than 5 years. Additionally, I've served as a board member at Ixonos, which is a publicly listed company, also in Helsinki Nasdaq OMX exchange since 2011. Now to our results. So as said, our revenue grew 11% compared to previous year same quarter. Within that overall revenue growth, there's two components. The FSecure corporate security business, a B2B segment, if you will, that grew magnificent 26. And then is the consumer security business that grew 3%. Our EBIT was improving from Q2 and is tracking well within the company internal plans and also well within the guidance. Our cash flow from the operation was 6.6 million, and similarly as the EBIT, also this is performing as planned. And lastly but not least, our deferred revenues grew 14%, and I'm in particular happy with the deferred revenue growth, which is faster than our revenue growth, which obviously is indicative metric towards our future performance. If we take a quick look about our first half performance, where the total revenue grew 8%, and that now comparing to the second quarter 11%, this obviously shows that our sales growth is accelerating. And the key figures now also with the graphs. So here you see that the trending of the revenue and EBIT, and also clearly how the deferred revenues is growing faster than the revenues is growing. Our costs, again, very well within our plans, and the EBIT therefore, as said, within the guidance. And our liquid assets, our cash position remains very strong. And so all in all, if you look at the revenue growth of 11%, cost and EBIT as planned, and with the liquid assets as seen on this slide, so the company is in a very, very good shape, I would say. Something very briefly about the market. So these are now somewhat blended market growth figures. So the bottom one here, the blue one, represents the consumer security overall. The main source for this would be Gartner. The consumer security, which still today represents more than half of FSecure revenues, we believe that market growth being in the ballpark of 3%. And then the IT security products, the blended number around 6%. Within that 6%, there are several product subcategories, some growing faster, some slower. But overall, we see that the market roughly is 6%. And then the IT security services and consulting trending at 10% annual growth. That would be the outlook by Gartner from now until 2020. Now comparing the FSecure performance to market performance, here we see how we believe that the relevant consumer security market that is most comparable to FSecure Offering, the market growth is somewhere between 1 and 3%. And our Q2 performance was now 3%. We believe that being at or actually above the market growth. And now the corporate security market growth range here we are giving is 3 to 16%. This is now a combination of the product categories where FSecure is operating, and also some of the IT security related services where also FSecure is operating. And we see now that all in all, this market that would be comparable to FSecure Offering, the market growth is between 3 to 16%. And our performance in our B2B offering now Q2 was 26%, so clearly above the market growth. We acquired a cybersecurity company called Ensense roughly a year ago. So this is just good to understand that this is now the overall FSecure number, including the Ensense acquisition. Q3 next quarter onwards, we will see that the comparable quarters have the Ensense numbers also in, so then the number is not impacted with an acquired revenue at all. It's you could call that's then purely organic. But all in all, I'm very pleased that FSecure is in a good state, maintaining very healthy profits, which was 12% EBIT in Q2, and at the same time we managed to outpace the market growth, which I think is always and should be the ambition for any company, and it tells about our strong go-to-market performance, which is an area where we have invested significantly over the last year and a half, 2 years, and also that the product competitiveness is in a very good shape. So strong products and very good market execution, these combined are now driving the FSecure financial performance that we are growing above market at both B2B and B2C while maintaining pretty healthy profitability. So all in all, we are investing to drive future growth even faster than what we are seeing today. The investment is going into product innovation, mostly in the B2B and cybersecurity space. And additionally, we are significantly investing our go-to-market capabilities in sales and marketing domains. We are not optimizing the company for short-term profits, but we believe that due to our scalable business model, where products and our partner-led business model is driving the overall efficiency, and our industrial logic will allow us to continue driving profitable growth. With this slide, I'm very briefly explaining FSecure Offering. It's a somewhat simplified view. This typology is something that industry analysts such as Gartner is always also using. So here I'm mapping the FSecure Offering to this quadrant. We have very strong capabilities in the prevention arena. This is also something where FSecure FSecure, I would say, has always had its strengths, or sometimes also being referred as the endpoint or antivirus industry. And according to many industry analysts and independent test houses, we continue also in this arena outperforming the competition. Often our products, for what comes to malware detection capabilities, are being ranked really amongst the best ones in the industry. And if I take one example as an AV test org, which is possibly the most reputable independent test laboratory. So during the last 5 years, so 4 out of 5 years, we won the AV test annual award of offering the best protection capability. And as a CEO, I'm obviously in particular proud of that result, given the fact that we compete against the companies that are sometimes significantly larger than FSecure, and also their resources in research and engineering are bigger than FSecure, and still we managed to beat them. So it shows that we are doing something right. We have really a stellar technology. Our automation and artificial intelligence capabilities are beyond what you see from the other companies. Now, if you look at the lower part of this quadrant, the respond and detect, this is an area where we very recently have announced our rapid detection service. You could compare that as an alarm system in a physical world. So additionally to offering industry strongest prevention capabilities, we've now started to address this really strong market demand for this detect and response domain. Companies are more and more being targeted by advanced threats, by persistent attackers, and very often is the case that once the cyber attacker are taking your company as a target, eventually they get in, and we read about this from the news practically daily basis, where companies have been breached, and the demand for this rapid detection type of services in the marketplace is growing significantly, and we wanted to start addressing that demand with our world-class services offering. The rapid detection service was announced only 2 months ago, and since that we have immediately announced 2 significant customers. There we are not naming the customers, but they are sizable organizations, and the deal sizes in this domain are typically 6-figure range. And then the last one, just to complete the story, is the predict. So there we offer various professional services in the threat level assessment and attack surface mapping domains. And now putting all these together, this really gives FSecure a very holistic 360 view to IT and cyber threats, and we are very capable of addressing various needs that the companies have in this domain, and really competing in all of these 4 domains. Very briefly about our scale that we are getting through predominantly product-led business model, and the industrial model also being based on a partner-led go-to-market. So we today have several thousands of IT resellers and service partners, and through those we are addressing the mid-market, which is the core segment for FSecure Offering. Whereas now with the RDS service, we are capable of addressing also the biggest enterprises. And the direct sales in corporate security domain, that is predominantly now the consultancy services that I previously talked about in this predict arena, which is things like attack surface mapping and vulnerability assessment. All in all, as a summary, FSecure today has roughly 100,000 companies as our customers. On the consumer side, our reach and distribution capability is built around 200 operator partners, which I would say is very unique in the marketplace. No other company has that. So through these 200 operator partners, we have reached to hundreds of millions on consumers, and that really has been the economic engine for FSecure in the consumer business. And now, although the consumer security market is, as a market, not offering similar growth opportunities as we see on the B2B side, but due to the scale and maturity of our operations, this is extremely scalable and very profitable business for FSecure. And I was very pleased with our Q2 performance, where the operator channel also continued its good trajectory, delivering its business promise as we have planned it to perform. Then perhaps a little bit as a summary, looking at the Q2 highlights now first in corporate security. So endpoint protection, that is the vast majority of FSecure product based sales, really showing a very healthy growth. So we are significantly growing faster than the market. The core markets where we are especially seeing the great results would be Germany, France, and Japan, and these are also the markets where we have invested a lot. So I'm very pleased to see that the investments are yielding the results that we've planned them to yield. And we will continue investing not only to these three countries, but more broadly in Europe and then also in North America. The cybersecurity services, similarly as the endpoint, very strong growth. And we are very confident that also there we are growing clearly faster than the market. Out of all business domains where FSecure is active, it's perhaps the cybersecurity services where the market is growing fastest. We are thinking that the market growth is between 10 and 15%, and we are outpacing that market growth there as well. We are adding a lot of investments to sales teams. Our plan is to add 50 more salespeople in channel management roles during this year. And FSecure Radar, which is one of our newest products in the vulnerability scanning, is introduced to our customer base through resellers now since April, and expected to be one of the future growth drivers, a very good and natural addition to our portfolio. And then the last, the rapid detection service that I already mentioned, launched in May. So I'm very, very excited about this one. We are very encouraged with the funnel and very happy that the first customers are already in. This is a diagram quickly illustrating the rapid detection service. So the analogy there really is that we are placing sensors in the network and endpoints of our customers, and then those networks are linked to our machine learning and artificial intelligence capabilities at FSecure Security Cloud, where we run behavioral analysis and many big data operations in order to understand the vertical movements and the anomalies that we see in the companies when the companies have been breached. And that then triggers, obviously, alert understanding that something is wrong in the customer IT environment. And now in total, we here see the trend very well reflecting our strategy, where the corporate, the B2B business is yielding really good growth, and proportionally it is growing to be bigger and bigger part of the FSecure, whereas the consumer is maintaining its position. It's a very healthy business for us, and also delivers modest growth, and where that growth today very well matching to the market growth. And very briefly about the consumers. So briefly mentioned already that the operator channel was one of the good performers in Q2. In Q1 we saw a small dip with our operator channel, and I'm very pleased to see that really nicely bounced back. We have guided as part of our overall guidance that the operator channel, our expectations for the full year is that to be flat, and we are very confident now that being the case, especially as we saw that the Q2 performance bounced back to the planned levels after a somewhat weaker Q1. So I'm very pleased with that one. So many strong partners there, especially in North America currently. The FSecure Safe, which is the flagship product in the internet security space. So we continue winning new operator partners. Here a couple of examples: NetCologne in Germany and Vinaphone in Vietnam. So adding to our already 200 strong ecosystem, 200 operator partners, and additionally the new wins. Many of the old operator partners had previously been using the older version of our internet security product that was protecting only the PC, whereas FSecure Safe is now multi-device, offering a protection across all your devices, be it smartphone or tablets and so forth. So we've been constantly upgrading all our existing customer base from PC only protection to this multi-device safe, and that upgrade project is tracking really well. And in direct consumer, which is now the smaller part of our consumer business, we are tracking clearly above market growth. Our business footprint is mainly in Nordics, and many of the retail partnership are making really good progress. And I'm in particular happy to see that as at the same time you see that many of the competition in this space is really struggling and announcing revenue results that are in decline. So we still see this being a potential growth market for us, and definitely a very healthy business to be at. Freedom, which was one of our newer products that we announced about 2 years ago, that has continued to drive revenue growth, and although pure volume wise it's not yet comparable to Safe, but if you just look at the growth, so it starts to play a significant part of our consumer business growth plans. And then the last but not the least, the FSecure Sense, which would be our approach to the connected homes, our first consumer hardware product that we previously announced being shipping at the end of this year. So our thinking here is unchanged. So we expect FSecure Sense to start shipping at the end of the year. So this concludes my presentation. Now our outlook for the rest of the year and for the full year is unchanged. So we've guided a very broad term for what comes to revenue growth. So we just guided that we will grow. And now you see that our Q2 performance was 11% growth. So we are definitely delivering on that. And with EBIT, we've guided that being from the continued operations in the range of 17 to 21 million, and we remain confident that that is the right guidance, and we are not changing that either. So outlook for the year is unchanged, and overall it was a very strong quarter. We are really executing our strategy as we planned, delivering accelerating profitable growth. That's all.
Thank you, Samu.
Any questions?
Okay. If not, then we thank you for joining this webcast, and we look forward to talking to you again in November when we publish our Q3 results. Thank you, and have a nice evening or morning, or whichever it is there.
Thank you.